Hi, everybody. We're just going to get right into it. I'm going to talk about an issue in dating again. And I would like to term it as the delusional dater because a lot of us, I'm saying us because I've been there, we have this, we're in love with love. And sometimes we tend to overlook red flags. We tend to make excuses for poor behavior, negative behaviors, obnoxious behaviors um, towards our partners, our husbands as well, our husbands, boyfriends, live ins, whatever the case may be. Um, we could go somewhere, let's just pick an amusement park because some of those are my favorite. Walking the boardwalks, different places, what have you. Um, I used to love it, holding hands, buying a candied apple. Cotton candy is one of my favorites. Um, and I thought it was cute. Wow, he's gonna buy me this cotton candy. He's gonna buy me this huge lollipop that's kind of really large. You usually don't find it at your regular stores. Any kind of sweet confectionery item, and then you play the arcades or the games and you win the little stuffed toys or whatever, and it's so cute. You take your pictures, you post them, you're so happy, in that moment. And then you go home and none of the fun's gone. There's nothing there. Um, Again, we're in love with love. So we hold on to that one moment. And that one moment might have occurred once in 3 months, you know, um, and he might not speak to you, gets all involved in work or with his friends or whatever. And you're sitting there, but you have that memory. You have that memory. So you put on your rose colored glasses and you've just made up your mind that you're going to hold on to that, and that's going to form the basis of your entire relationship. um, that's going to be the premise upon which you are bragging about this person. He's the greatest. Oh, and you're always going to bring that up. I remember when we went so and so. And if you were to ask to go anywhere else within a 7 day period, it would suddenly be made out to be you're asking too much. Um, or why don't you pay for it then? Or something along those lines. But just try to remember to take care of your emotional well being. If you're always, the majority of the time, stuck at home doing nothing while he, your husband or boyfriend or whatever the case may be, is constantly busy doing other things constantly, you have to look at that and you have to say, you know what, I can't. I'm gonna have a talk with this person because you do want to bring it to their attention. But if that doesn't work, then you have to start looking inward and you have to start doing things to make you busy. And if it comes to a point where he's busy, you're busy, you both are too busy, and you can't even have like a date night once a week or twice a week if you're lucky. But if you can't even make time for each other, then it becomes where you're delusional. And as far as the dating world, sometimes we get out there and our expectations are that this man's going to be there for us. Some of it's based on what they said, and some of it can be their initial behaviors. And you're thinking, oh, wow, this is great. This is the person I'm going to be with. And he acts great for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, after a while, he starts changing, starts getting um, more negative, more distant. And then because you have already set in your mind a moment in time that occurred, you're stuck in that moment and you're thinking, this is just a hard time for him. He's going to overcome it. I'll just hang in there until he gets back to his old self. And you start making up in your mind, romanticizing the negativity. And then you'll get around some of your friends, or even coworkers, whatever, and they'll start saying, things like, "Oh, my man and I went out," or "My husband and I went out," or "We did this, we did that," and some of them are lying through their teeth. "We did this and we did that," and you're thinking, "Oh, well, I went out 3 months ago, but it's great." So then again, you hold on to that moment and you start talking about that moment in time. But I again, I have been and I have heard people um, just go on and on like the man was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then later on, when they broke up, I found out it was nothing like what they were saying. It was the glamour was not there. They were just saying those things to feel better about being around the group of whomever they were around. They didn't want to feel ostracized for being in a bad relationship, because that to them was a reflection, and I was that way. It came across as a reflection of you, as though something was wrong with you, and so I would just hope that a lot of us take off those rose-colored glasses, and if you really want to if you really want anything to glamorize getting yourself together, glamorize doing something for yourself. Those amusement parks I said I love, um, try to find somebody to go with you. I've tried that. I've gone with other people. um, Try that. You can probably have just as much fun if you stop thinking about trying to change and hope that this person wants to go, your significant other wants to go with you. So revolving your world around um, the romanticism of just being in a relationship with somebody is really not good, because you'll never get that time back. You'll never get those years back. So, like I said, just the buying of candy and things of that nature once in a blue moon, you could do that yourself. Okay. I know a few times I've bought my big bags of candy to pacify the time, you know, um, just to have something, to say that I did. Hey, I went out, shopped around, and I got my snacks for this time. I got my candy. I'm good to go. And then I would, watch a television show, go to a movie, um, go to a mall, walk around, call somebody I hadn't spoken to in a while, a friend, a relative, or something like that. But more or less, I had to stop saying to people and meaning it that I'm in love with love, because I was in love with the idea of love, but I had not been the recipient of love. Um, I had always been made to feel that I wasn't enough, and I even had somebody I dated tell me I was too much, and well, he had issues, but that's a whole nother video. But it was a lot of self actualization, a lot of looking inward before I said, you know what, I'm delusional. I am thinking that this person is just the best person to be around, and he's not. He's not the best thing, not the best person to be around. But I would remember that moment. That just meant the world to me, to be at the place I wanted to be, getting the little things I wanted to get, because it reminded me, of some of the times that I did have that I remember that were good as a child. It reminded me of that. Like I said, especially cotton candy. It's one of my weaknesses. But yeah, so I had to stop being in love with the idea of being in love, because the idea of being in love was not coming into fruition. It was not there for me. Now I call myself, I've been in love. At least I thought I've been in love. I've been in love, and I've loved. But after being constantly told that, I'm not enough, this is wrong with you, that's wrong with you, that's the wrong, 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 after a while I said, enough, enough. I am enough. It is enough. Stop. I'm going to take my life back. And again, I learned a lot of lessons late in life, but I did say to myself, I'm going to take my life back and stop allowing um, my prior beliefs that love, oh my, I'm just so in love with love. And he was just the sweetest thing 3 months ago. So we need to stop fooling ourselves. Take the rose-colored glasses off. Go buy your own candy. Take pictures of rainbows. There's plenty of rainbows that are just so awesome. I've seen some really beautiful rainbows out there, and just fall in love with yourself. Just be who you are. Find who you are, and enjoy that. Be that person that if you were a man, would you want that? Would you want you? Try to flip it that way. Would you want you? What are the good things about you? Because there are good things about you. There's good things about everybody. You just have to sometimes look a little harder with some, but there's good things about a lot of people, you know. And most importantly, there's good things about you. You are enough. And I know it may sound cliche-ish, but I have been there. I have done that. And I have truly, truly come to the realization that I was making very poor choices because I just wanted this love. And because I love, I have enough love for the both of us. Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, as long as you're happy, I'd say at the end of the day that you're happy, truly, 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 truly happy, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and not having to have given up something. Um, if it's a job or something like that, and they're asking you to move across the country and you have a family, that's something you really need to discuss, because I would not dare recommend anyone leave their spouse to take a job halfway across the country somewhere, and uproot their children and everything, unless that spouse was in agreement. And if they weren't, then you'd have to work something else out. You go ask the company, is there any way you can stay? Because sometimes leaving to have a relationship a long distance is extremely difficult, and I don't know of very many, and that some do work, but I don't know of very many that do. It is very, very difficult. You do have to travel back and forth. You have to make that effort if at all possible. Now, military, that's another beast out there. That's something. Well, there's no getting around that. But other instances, if there's any way you can avoid not uprooting the family to go somewhere without being in total agreement, then I'm all for that, the total agreement. Um, and if it's to better the family dynamic, but it's a tough thing, and no one's right, no one's wrong. When it comes to relationships, it's a complex issue, and everybody's different, every couple's different. But for the most part, I find that women especially tend to be the most delusional about it. Men know what they want, they know what they're looking for. They're either a player and know good and well they're going to cheat. They know good and well they're really in love with Cindy Lou, and but they're gonna settle for Barbara Jean. They know they know other things about themselves, but they're gonna settle because of something else not being able to work out, or them not being able to get the woman they really want for whatever reason. Women tend to it's just got to be a man. The peer pressure, you just have to be hooked, linked, attached to somebody. So we will, in our minds, make up reasons to stay, even if it means glamorizing um, a negative behaviors from our partner. So I had to really stop being delusional and get a grip and realize you really need to be the recipient of love. You are enough. And once I realized that, I was able to let go of always feeling I had to stay connected to someone in my past, always thinking it was okay to answer that text because I didn't want to come across as rude, but I didn't want to come across as snobby. I didn't want to come across as this and that. And like, what in the world am I doing? It took me all these years because of peer pressure and some family. Um, you need to be this, or if you're not, why are you dating all these people? This and this and this and this and that. Well, it just got to the point where I had to say enough. And I had to, again, start realizing that, to put it in a nutshell, I can buy my own candy. I don't need someone to buy me my own candy. I can find my own rainbows, you know, and I can take pictures of those rainbows. I would like to share my bag of candy. I would like to share the moment of viewing the rainbows, but I'm not delusional about it. I'm not going to try to make it happen because I just want to share the love. No, no. I really want a lot of us to, and it's not easy, I want us to take off the rose colored glasses. Buy a pair of rose colored glasses and take a picture of yourself in them. Take a selfie of them or be around whoever. Just take a picture of yourself with an actual pair of rose colored glasses. And let that be your motivation for, realizing I put these on when the sun shines. When the sun shines. When I feel great and awesome and I'm free to be myself. I put these on when the sun shines. And it doesn't have to literally be sunshine. If you want to sit in your home with the lights off, lights on, whatever, and wear your sunglasses, like I said, take a picture of yourself in a pair of rose colored sunglasses. And let that be your motivation to remember that you are enough. You can buy your own candy and you can take pictures of your own rainbow.